So fam, I'm trying to figure it out. It seems Fat Joe threw shots at Joe Budden. Now, what happened, if you were unaware, Joe Budden showed off to a playoff game and he sat courtside, but he was sitting on like the second or third row, while you had 50 Cent and Fat Joe pull up sitting right down the floor. Now, Fat Joe found a way to diss Joe Budden in his instance, okay? Now, if you ask me, it is somewhat petty, but hey, man, I'm into some petty business. I ain't gonna lie. Why not? I'm into petty business. Let's see what we got here. Fat Joe and Jadakiss now have their own YouTube show. Let's check it out.
I'm out there with my family in Vegas. His manager, they gave me some suspect. Suspect for me is I'm not going 10th row. I'm not going 5th row. I gotta be front row.
So you want all the
Cause somebody you don't like, your enemy, gonna come sit right at, you know, that we call that the Joe Budden seats.
Damn. Now, family, let's pour that up just in case you were unaware. Joe Budden and his girl at the Knicks game, you know, maybe second, third row. And you got 50 right here, front row. Also, they threw 50 on the Jumbotron. This is where Joe played himself a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Notice, this moment is about 50 Cent. They got the animation at the bottom of it, 50 Cent, music artist, Knicks logo on the side of it. Joe Budden cramping his neck, breaking his neck, you feel me? He gonna have to ice that joint down from trying to get in the camera. Not only that, it gets nastier. You see the, like, damn, Joe, you like a damn thought who, goddamn. You know how like when a thought be in the Maybach, they gotta lean to the side? So you see the Maybach sign right there, you know what I'm saying? They be taking the photos. Like, damn, we see you behind him, Joe. We see you, okay? We see you. His girl just like, yo, I can't believe this nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Joe is behind Celebrity Row. You see that? Celebrity Row, Joe is right behind it. And that is what Fat Joe is referencing.
You know them second row?
What do you call them seats?
The Joe Budden seats. Them shit second row. And I'm sitting courtside at 50 come
He
sit.
was right behind y'all.
Okay, but he's behind us. Put 50 Cent front row. And he's in like third row. Like that would bother me if I was Joe Budden's.
Now we know Joe responded.
Y'all argue about tickets.
The cheapest ticket in that building was $600, $700, $800.
$874, Joe.
Yeah. This is all just like elitist jargon.
It is.
I want to start there.
Yes.
It's like 4.0 versus 4.6.
Secondly,
Nah, he dissed him. He was like, it's like the 4.0 versus the 4.6 family. If you are a hip hop head like me, you know exactly where that line come from, man. Come on now, imaginary players. Joe Budden is already starting this in this very mature type of stance, but let me guarantee you something. If the shoe was on the other foot and he was front row, this nigga would be petty as hell. That's a fact. That's a fact.
well, yeah. If you fight in the garden, you're banned for life.
Now, ain't nobody talking about fighting. See, that's where Joe is so great at moving the goalposts. Now he's speaking about fighting in the garden. We all know fights are not breaking out. They clowning you for being behind them, being in what they would say the brokey seat. Yeah, the row behind you is still a great row, but we are playing elitist games, and in this elitist game, nigga, you behind us. What we talking about, nigga? Yes. We ain't playing regular nigga games, family. This ain't.
Maybe hard for people to grasp, but if I'm at the Knicks game, it's just because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not there for the vanity play. I'm not there for the celeb role. I'm not there to be seen. I'm not.
This nigga was clearly lying.
This nigga literally was breaking his neck to fucking be seen. Why is this nigga lying to us, family?
Walking embodiment of standing on my own too. And you know that, which is why you're using my name on your newly established platform, trying to get traction, because I'm the best in the biz.
Now, I do give him some credit right here. Fat Joe is definitely using Joe Budden's name for a little bit of clout. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. He didn't, nigga, he called them the Joe Budden seats. Like, bruh, that was, come on, bruh. That was crazy. It was funny, but crazy.
Lastly, I just don't know what Joe Budden seats mean, and because I have so much relationship equity with Fat Joe, I'll wait for him to tell me. I don't want to assume. on one hand, where I come from, you would want to be seated behind your enemy, if anything.
That's where the logic goes.
That's the part I didn't follow.
Yeah.
You see how
wouldn't wanna
you see how he changed up the whole like narrative. You would want to be seated behind your enemy, Joe. We know. All right.
To be seated in front of him. So, if he was talking about that, I don't really get it, but that's on him. And lastly, maybe Joe Budden seats just means sitting behind somebody you make a lot more than.
Damn. Damn.
Until we get clarity on it, we won't really know.
Now, family, this brings up a very debatable question. Does Joe Budden... Now, see, here's the thing. Here's where it gets tricky. Joe Budden says make more. Now, currently, Joe Budden may be making more monthly than Fat Joe, but does Joe Budden have more than Fat Joe has in all? Because Fat Joe has had a long career of getting money during, times Joe Budden was still a bum. Like, Joe Budden got in the money bag probably about 3-4 years ago, like the real money bag. Fat Joe been getting the bag for a while. I do wonder who is richer. How much is Fat Joe worth? Now, I'm not gonna lie, Fat. This ain't looking too good for you. Off the rip, they got you at $4 million. That's crazy. That's a little crazy. Yo, Joey Crack, I thought you was worth, you know what I'm saying? Like all that crack, like I thought you was worth a little more than that now. Is this real? 4 M's? 4 M's? What they got Joe Budden worth off the back? Like, you know these don't be accurate, but just off the muscle. Okay, they got Joe at 6. So you telling me Joe Budden can talk to Joey Crack like this?
Until we get clarity on it, we won't really know. But be clear, reimagine how y'all mention my name in some of these conversations. I make a lot more than you niggas.
Emphasis on that a lot.
If I'm seated behind you, it's by choice, enjoying some popcorn with my baby. I say that with all the respect in the world. So
now he ain't really give Jada no shots. Jada kind of held it down for Joe, so I respect that. And you got to remember, Jada Kid's son, has not only been on Joe Budden's podcast numerous of times, he'll probably be on it some more in the future.
One out there will continue to do the same. But this is a non-issue, you guys. Everybody back to work. Hey, if this is a non-starter. If this ever comes to be something, then we'll address it later. But Joe and I will talk.
Now look, I need Fat Joe to respond to these allegations. I'm not gonna lie to you, family. I need some answers. I'm pretty sure Petey Crack hasn't spoken since.
Tory Lanez caught catch up.
Nigga, what?
He called ketchup.
What?
We do not have a response from Fat Joe, but family, you know your boy is gonna be here to keep you updated on it. I ain't gonna lie right now, Joe Budden up. I feel like Joe Budden struck back so hard. Like, but then again, Fat Joe made the viral name of it like the Joe Budden seats. Like, now if you're on the second row, niggas gonna be like, oh, you got the Joe Budden seats. You feel me? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.